ancient time, the evil mage Garm, using the power of the runestones, released a great evil upon the land. This demon, Scorn, broke free of Garm's control, crushing him and imprisoning his soul in the underworld. Scorn then released his minions upon the lands, and scattered the runestones across the 8 realms, so that they might never again be assembled and used against him. No one has dared try. Until now. Gauntlet. Dark Legacy.
Right, hello there you sexy bitches, and welcome to Gauntlet Dark fucking Legacy. So, during the Ocarina of Time playthrough, somebody had mentioned this game, and honestly I can't remember who it was, so I'm sorry about that. If you wanted a shout out or whatever, I'm very sorry, I can't remember what your name was. But, yeah, we're gonna play through Gauntlet Dark Legacy. So, this game, rather than being a game where I make up, like, silly ad-libbed dialogue and, like, make meme shit out of it, this is kinda gonna be a relaxing nostalgia trip through one of my favorite games as a child. I loved this game. I have several memories of me coming in from school and just loving the shit out of this game and just playing through it a ridiculous amount of times. This game is fucking wicked. So if you've never played Gauntlet before, basically what it is it's kind of like an arcade game, like, turned into a home experience, co-op. So, for example, think of Metal Slug, for example, just as a comparison. And, yeah, basically, you go throughout some realms, you collect some runestones, demons and shit, it's pretty cool. Welcome, mighty heroes. The evil mage Garm has broken into my tower and used the runestones to summon the demon Scorn. Scorn broke free from Garm's control and destroyed him. Scorn has unleashed his minions upon the land and scattered the runestones across the 8 realms. Now he has sealed himself in the desecrated temple. The entrance is protected by 8 magical shards. Each is in the possession of one of Scorn's mighty guardians. You must travel to each of the 8 realms, fight your way through Scorn's minions, and defeat his guardians. Only after obtaining all 8 shards can you enter the desecrated temple and banish Scorn to the underworld. Scorn has sealed the temple entrance to each realm with a magical shield. Throughout the land you will find crystals which will enable you to remove these shields. I have summoned to my tower enough crystals to unlock one of the 8 realms, the Forsaken Province. Go now, the fate of the realms is in your hands. So, yeah, this is the Summoner, and he's pretty wicked. He's just like a wizard dude, and he's, pretty OP. But, yeah, basically what your goal in this game is it's like a fantasy game, and you go throughout the realms and you collect these crystals, and then you fight monsters and shit like that. It's pretty wicked.
Congratulations! You now have enough crystals to enter the Forsaken Province.
Also, I'm never gonna skip Summoner's dialogue, so get used to it. What's up, Rosie? Welcome in. We're gonna be doing a solid playthrough of Gauntlet Dark Legacy. I love this fucking game. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. So, this game is actually a remake of Gauntlet 64 for the N64, and basically this game just has a lot of shit in it that, due to limitations of the N64, they couldn't fit on the system in the original cartridge. So, some things are a little bit different from the N64 version, but it's basically like, think of it as a remake. So it's kind of like a remake of N64 with some new levels and some new bosses and some new enemies and some new stuff. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, like I said, rather than a game where I make bullshit, stupid, funny dialogue, which I know people enjoy, this is gonna be more of a just me, like, remembering this game and enjoying this game. And it's gonna be kind of like a relaxing trip, just to, like, talk with people and chill out and see how everybody else is doing, rather than me focusing on myself and making stupid bullshit dialogue for stuff. So I figured it might be a nice change of pace, like, just to focus on chat for a while and see how everybody else is doing in life and everything like that. So there isn't really much to say about this game. It's pretty linear, honestly. It's pretty much point A to point B. And basically, like I said, your goal is to go throughout these levels and kill all the enemies and collect these crystals to unlock the other realms. And all the realms are different, of course. So, without giving too many spoils of what's to come, there's a desert one, there is a ice one, there is a dream one, there's a mountain one, there's a sky one, and I'm trying to remember the others, but I don't know if I can. There's a castle one, and then I think there's a jungle one, and then there's like one or two more, I want to say. But I can't remember it well enough. Which is probably why I need to play this game again. If I can't remember it, like, you don't have any idea how many times I've beaten this game. I've beaten this game like 15,000 times. And I can't remember because my memory is just horrible. Also, Rosie, tell me how audio is, please, if you wouldn't mind. Because I never know. I just kind of left it at 3% and hoped it would be good enough, but I don't know if it is or not. Hopefully it is. But yeah, basically this is like an arcade game, so think of it as such. So normally what would happen in arcade is if you take one hit by anything, your health would drain over time. And you'd have to insert coins to maintain your health, pretty much. And that's how they did it. You can pretty much hear me in the game, but is the audio balance good? But yeah, basically you'd take one hit and your health would start draining over time, and then you'd have to put in coins to maintain it. And then there's food items like meat and cherries and stuff like that, and fruit and stuff that preserve your health, pretty much. That's how the game works. So, of course, I will remember specific shit. I pretty much know what all the bosses are and everything like that. Yes, there are bosses, by the way. Every time you complete a realm, the last level of the realm will be a boss. And they're all pretty cool, honestly. They're not exactly, like, super dynamic or interesting, but they're neat. Like, if they were to remake Gauntlet for Switch, holy crap, that'd be amazing. Especially because the Switch focuses on portability and multiplayer. This game is exactly what you'd want for a multiplayer experience. It's exactly that. Like, this game is best experienced with multiple people. But it is good for a solo bout, too.
One runestone has been found.
Yeah, so there we go, we picked up a runestone. Like I said, what the runestones are is basically, like, they open up the gateway to the underworld, pretty much. And, you want to collect all the runestones, and you want to collect all the shards and all the crystals and all that nonsense. Also there's special items that you will find that will help you in the boss fights, but usually they're only obtainable from the realm that you enter next. So basically what the best way to do this game is like, go throughout a realm, and then go into a next realm, get whatever legendary weapon you need to help beat the boss of the previous realm, and then go back to the previous realm, and then fight the boss. But I don't know if I'll be doing it that way, because the way I kind of want to do this is I want to go through it, like, linearly, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the right word, I don't even know if that is a word, but I want to do this in a linear fashion. So every time I get to the end of a realm, I'm going to fight a boss, but I will say this, that this game does require a tiny bit of grinding, but it's not really anything super major. So what may happen is, off-screen, I may end up going back through some levels to gain some levels or gain some items or something like that. But I'll do all that shit off-screen, that way I'm not backtracking through levels and losing progress and shit like that. Again, because I'm nice. And I think each stream is going to be a... whatchamacallit, a realm, if you will. So I think every stream is going to be a realm, and it should take maybe, like, I want to say, like, 2.5 hours per realm. I want to say something like that. Maybe 3 hours, depending on how long the levels are, because some of the levels are quite long. But, like I said, it's pretty much point A to point B, so there's not really too much to speak about. This is just going to be like a relaxing, fun playthrough, because I haven't played this game in so many years that I wanted to play it again. It's one of those games that you have to go back and play every once in a while to appreciate, you know what I mean? It's one of those. Like, it's kind of timeless. It's pretty simplistic, but there's one thing that I despise about the Gauntlet series, and that is that rather than being this formula, they have gone in a weird, what's the word? Indie kind of way, where the games are like, they started as top-down, right? They started as top-down games, so the camera was like the old Zelda games, if you will. And, they went to this whole 3D aspect, and I really liked the 3D Gauntlet. But, this was, honestly, in my opinion, the last great Gauntlet that they made. So, it was the top-down ones where Gauntlet all started, and I'm not a fan of top-down, as people know. I don't really like top-down games, it's not my thing. I can't really get into top-down camera, I don't like it very much. But, this game, I loved, and the one for the N64 is basically the same as this, kind of. And, after this, there was Seven Sorrows, which was really weird, because the bosses were, like, mixed into the regular levels. And, I didn't really like that formula very much. And, every Gauntlet after that has been, like, utter dog shit. Like, the new Gauntlet that they released, which was, like, a PC game, was really short, and it only had, like, 3 bosses in it, and it was top-down, and it was pretty garbage, and I didn't like it very much. And I didn't really appreciate it. And I wish Gauntlet would go back to this format. Like, if they made a new Gauntlet, like a brand new Gauntlet in this format, on the Nintendo Switch, with, like, multiplayer online connectivity and shit like that, it would be fucking incredible. I can't even begin to describe how well that would sell. So you could just, like, get online and connect with your friends and then, like, go through, like, the entire Gauntlet game just with a party or, like, join with random people. And then, the levels also change dependent on how many players you have in your party. Like, there will be more items and tougher enemies and shit like that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty dynamic. So I think a game like that for the Nintendo Switch would sell incredibly well. But I think the problem with that is that Midway, the company that was behind this game, went out of business, I think. Or they were acquired by a higher studio or something like that. But I don't know what company they fall under now. Like, I don't know if they're a subsidiary of anybody or anything like that. So I don't know what the legal possibilities of a new Gauntlet game are. But, see, Gauntlet was released on Steam and for the PlayStation Store, so I'm assuming that Sony owns Midway. So maybe a Gauntlet for the Switch wouldn't be possible, but maybe a PS4 Gauntlet would be possible. Potentially, but I doubt it'll happen. But I think this would be a very great game for the Switch, like, due to the portability. And like I said, the online connectivity of just being able to, like, have random players join, or, like, you play with random people. Like, say you're playing a solo game and you're online, somebody could just join you or whatever and, like, change the experience. That'd be really sick. Yeah, if they would buy the IP, they could do it, definitely. But I don't know if Nintendo would be willing to purchase the Gauntlet IP, because, like I said, the games have gone really downhill since this game. But, yeah, I really wanted to give this another playthrough, just for, like, memory's sake. Somebody mentioned it in chat during Ocarina of Time, but I really honestly can't remember who it was. But, yeah, like, when they were asking if I know this game, and I was like, oh yeah, I know that game. Like, I used to play it as a kid, this is the game I was referring to. And like I said, it's pretty simplistic, it's point A to point B, so there's not really too much to talk about, but like I said, this is more of a focus on you lot than it is me making stupid dialogue bullshit out of everything. So, like, if there's anything anybody wants to talk about, it's pretty much just me rambling on throughout this entire game. But I will touch on, like, various things that I really appreciate, like certain design decisions and, like, level design and stuff like that, because the desert levels are really sick. I love the desert realm. The desert realm is probably my favorite in the whole game. Let's see. The dream world is pretty cool, too. The dream world is really, really neat. Don't think I was there. I was gone for the weekend. Yeah, I heard you were leaving and you didn't get back until Sunday, I believe. So it's perfectly fine. I finished Ocarina of Time while you were gone, Rosie. I'm sorry, but the meme compilation is up. I just finished it last night, and I just uploaded it this morning. And, I worked for like half an hour making the thumbnail, and I think it's a really good thumbnail. I think it's probably one of the best ones I've done. And it's pretty simplistic, but I think it gets the message across pretty damn well. So the thumbnail took half an hour to make. And guess what? The video is half an hour long of pure just funny meme shit. So, like, me fucking up or, like, me making jokes about stuff or Uncle Dave, it's gonna be half an hour of that, so... I don't know if people appreciate the longer videos with my humor or if they appreciate the shorter ones, but that one's long as fuck. It's probably the longest compilation I've made. Usually my compilations are about 15 or so minutes. What's up, BB? How's everything? Everything's going swell. How are you? Welcome. I'm just playing me some Gauntlet. I really missed this game and I wanted to play it again. So, like I said, each realm is going to be maybe like 2.5 hours, so this game is going to take maybe like 10 or 12 hours to complete tops. So it's not going to be like Ocarina of Time tier, where it takes me like 25 hours to beat the game, so it's going to be quite a short playthrough, especially if I can speed my way through it, but... this game is a big part of my childhood, and like I said, I remember coming home from school, back when I was in school, and playing this with friends. Etc., etc. Well, joke's on you, Summoner, because I'm full health, so fuck off. I can blow up whatever I wish. I can be a terrorist that just travels the 8 realms just blowing up everything. Yeah, maybe he confided in the wrong person for this save the world bullshit. Oh, come on. The fire was there, and then it was not there, so I ran, and then the fire was there again. Oh, fuck. Go fuck yourself, dude. Did the ship die, or is it still up? What do you mean? You mean the you and me ship? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just kind of going along with it for a funny, because it's hilarious. Oh yeah, so, the level design, there's basically various switches that do different things, and sometimes you need to hit them to progress, or sometimes you need to... Did you guys just see that guy meld with the bridge? And, like, faceplant into the bridge? Was that just me? Oh, he's stuck. Nice. GG for me, then. Get fucked. Although, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get his bananas. Oh, it's gold. Alright. Brilliant. Yeah, so you collect gold, and of course, gold is pretty self-explanatory. You use it to buy, like, health and items and shit like that. But, yeah, I completed Ocarina of Time. Ganon was a piece of shit. The second phase of Ganon was really, really easy, but the first phase was kind of bullshit. He was being a bit of a dickbag. And it's because the depth perception of a ball that's coming straight at you is really hard to time. Like, if that makes sense. Like, it's literally coming dead on at you, and it's really hard to, like... oh yeah, by the way, that's death. So, yeah, death. Bad thing. Not fun. It was fun? Yeah, it was fun. I really liked Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time was great. But yeah, the tennis match with Ganondorf was not exactly the easiest thing in the world. It was pretty frustrating. Yeah, so there we go. That's like the first level, and there's like 70 levels in this game. So yeah, buckle up.
Red Knight has gained a level.
Oh yeah, so these are your stats. So essentially, of course, it works on a basis of experience, where the more enemies you kill, the more shit you get, and then you can buy strength from Summoner. I don't know how that works, but you can buy upgrades from Summoner for your character, which I highly recommend. So what you want to do is honestly get your speed and your strength as high as you possibly can to begin with. Because that'll allow you to kill enemies easier, and go through the levels quicker, so that's what you want. So there we go, that's one of the 13 runestones that we need. No, there's 14 runestones in this one, isn't there? There might be 14.
You are now entering Ghost Town.
But yeah, this game is constructed pretty well, it's pretty neat. Was planning to do a Breath of the Wild stream, but I'm kinda horrible with trying to finish it and fighting. Breath of the Wild, the hardest thing about Breath of the Wild is the beginning of it. Once you get some decent weapons, Breath of the Wild becomes really simple. I don't know if you've started Breath of the Wild yet, so, like, I don't want to give you spoilers, but if you're planning on streaming it or whatever, like, I don't know if it's blind or not, so I don't want to tell you anything, but if you've played the game before, like, I think the hardest part is probably the camel. Honestly, like, the camel is constructed a little bit weird, and it's kind of hard to figure it out at first. Oh damn, this guy's gonna kick my ass. Yeah, ow. Dude, could you, like, not be alive anymore? Thanks. So those are generals. Generals kind of pack a punch, and they're a little bit dickish. But they're different for each realm, but it's pretty much the same concept. They're just kind of like a mini, tougher enemy, kind of. You started it, but you haven't finished it because of the stupid spider thingy? The spider thingy?
Shooting magic has a lower effect.
You mean the spider that shoots lasers? That thing? What are they called? Fuck. There's a name for them, I just can't remember. Yeah, they're assholes, though. They will fuck you up real bad. You need like 10 or so hearts to be able to survive a hit from one of those things, really. Yeah, Guardians. Guardians are a little bit rough. My advice would be, if you can get a shield, learn to parry. And if you can parry their laser, it'll pretty much fuck them up. So, yeah, learn to parry their laser, just learn to time it. Also, the music here is fucking awesome, by the way. This game has a lot of great music in it. This is just like another one of those games with a really kick-ass soundtrack to it. Like, mostly everything I've played has a really, really awesome soundtrack. Conker's Bad Fur Day, I want to do at some point, and that game has a phenomenal soundtrack because Robin Beanland is a fucking musical genius. Also, I'm going to be doing the N64 version of Conker if I ever do Conker. I'm not going to play the fucking shitty remake where they dumb it down and they censor a bunch of stuff because they like to take away fun. That game is, like, recommended for a mature audience for obvious reasons, and, I feel like playing the watered-down version where you don't get the full experience isn't the best. Like, it may look better, and it may sound better, and it may run better, but it's not Conker to me. Like, originally what Conker was fucking amazing. It's so hilarious. It's like... It's basically a squirrel that, like, gets drunk, and he goes on this, like, fucked up adventure with, like, all sorts of, like, hilarious, like... What's the word for it? Like, media references and, like, pop culture references and shit like that. It's really funny. It's a hilarious game. It's phenomenal, really. That's back when Rareware was good and actually made good games, like platformers. Like Donkey Kong Country and Banjo-Kazooie and DK64 and Conker and shit like that. Like, that game is just incredibly phenomenal, and I can't wait to play that game. Yeah, spikes hurt. Spikes are bad. I'm trying to refrain from stepping on any more spikes, shall we? Fuck off. How is it with, like, every time there's a video game and there's, like, some old farmers or whatever, like zombie farmers, they always have to have pitchforks and sickles and scythes and wheat cutters and all sorts of bullshit? Like, you know what they need to do? They need to make a game where every enemy just has a giant combine, and they just, like, run you over with a giant combine and you instantly die. You can do DK eventually? Yeah. I just need to figure out how to work an NES emulator. And, I could probably do Donkey Kong Country, yeah. Honestly, like, I used to play it with my cousin, but the game was so hard when I was a kid that I don't think I ever beat any of them. I think I got really far in one of them, but I can't remember which one. I think it was Donkey Kong Country 2, because I remember getting to a castle. And then the castle was, like, really fucking difficult, and I just never was able to beat it.
Red Knight has gained a level.
Right, so the max level you can get up to is 99, but I'm probably not gonna bother. You like the multiplayer? Yeah, I loved the multiplayer. That was the fun of it, is playing it with my cousin. Was pretty fun, kept falling. See, for me, it had the exact opposite effect. It was really frustrating to keep falling. Or failing, whatever that is. I can't tell if it's an I or an L because Twitch is weird for chat. But yeah, Donkey Kong Country is really fun. It's a great game, and the soundtrack for that is really good as well. Oh yeah, so junk is like gold, but it's only worth like 10 or 15 or some shit like that, so it's not really worth picking up, really. Also, I think there's like a secret item behind one of these walls, but I don't remember how to get to it. But I know it's important, because I know it's a gold item, and I don't remember where the switch is. Or what it is behind the wall, but I know it's like kind of muy importante. Give me that fucking cherry. But that's not the first time you've heard me say that. Don't. Nice, get fucked. Oh yeah, the Thunder Hammer is pretty sick. The Thunder Hammer is like an area of effect thing where you can just slam it on the ground and like fuck everything. Pretty sweet. I was gonna say, did I really just do my ultimate and miss everything? That would suck. Only killing like 4 dudes, that'd be horrible. You can get turbo boosts though, and turbo boosts are nice because it allows you to like quickly kill like giant groups of enemies really fast. It's pretty sweet. Don't blow me up. What did I say? Oh yeah, the music here, I forgot about this bit. So basically what this is supposed to be, it's supposed to be like a haunted ghost town and the piano is playing itself, which took me a really long time to figure out when I was a kid. But I thought it was kind of cool, it was kind of neat. I really want to make a horror game someday. Like if I ever learn how to design and develop video games, I want to design like a really fucking spooky, scary game. With like a haunted house theme to it. That'd be pretty neat. What gets harder? Also, why did you say get harder and not put like a really sexy face? Because I'm a little bit disappointed. Should have done that. This is the gold thing I was talking about, by the way. Where I said there was something behind a wall. That's exactly what I was talking about. So, I know this game pretty goddamn well. If I end up missing a runestone because I'm a fucking idiot, because sometimes they are really easy to miss, because how you have to get them is very particular sometimes. If I end up missing a runestone or something, I'll go back and I'll redo the level off screen instead of putting people through it. So I'll just, like, go and play the level again off screen. And just, keep going like regular if I end up missing something. And usually you'll know when you end up missing something, if you end up missing something important, Scorn will laugh at you. And he'll be like, ha ha ha, there's no way you're going to beat me. Or something like that, and that's how you know you fucked up, and then you have to go back and replay the level, pretty much. It's kind of cryptic, but I guess it's kind of easy to understand. It's like, okay, why would Scorn randomly be laughing at me? It's like, oh yeah, I missed the thing that's gonna end him, pretty much. I'd do the same thing if I was Scorn. I'd be like, you're the hero that's gonna save the world? It's like, dude, you missed the runestone. It was like 2 feet to your left. You done fucked up, pal. Nice. Thanks for the poison. I appreciate it. Didn't know this was Dark Souls. Fuck off. Yeah, so those are maggots, yeah, so getting bit by maggots is pretty fun. Not really. Those are some big-ass maggots, though. Isn't there another switch when that thing moves over? No, maybe not. And yeah, I definitely like that. I make a lot of jokes like that. Too many, honestly. That's just because I'm an idiot, and toilet humor is my best humor. Because it's the only humor I have. Actually, it's not the only humor I have. I have 2 types of humor. I have really highbrow humor that goes under the radar, and a lot of people don't get until way later. And it's, like, pretty well thought of, or whatever, or it's pretty well constructed. And then I have, like, absolute, like, garbage toilet humor, which is just, like, sex jokes and fucking probably, like, racially fucked up things that I shouldn't say. Also, I don't want to get impaled by that thing if I can help it, because that looks very painful. Oh yeah, high death, bye death. 0 crit. I think level 2 is almost done, though. I think this level's, like, pretty much close to being over. Of course I say that when there's still zombie men with sickles and pitchforks and whatever coming at me, but... What? What? What are you giving me the angry face for? What did I do? How did that miss? What? Oh yeah, that's a golem, by the way. Golems are fun. They're kind of big, slow, and stupid, so... They do hurt like shit, though, if they hit you, so maybe we should run away a little bit. Barrel. Ah, get fucked. Strategy. Really, you're not dead? Really? You should be dead soon. Yeah, please, I don't want to get impaled by that. Oh, crap. No, fuck off. Alright, that calls for a potion, I think. There we go, now he's dead. Jesus Christ. Who's a hardy bastard? Yeah, don't spoil my meat.
Health is full.
Oh, great. Ah, fuck. Jesus Christ. I was to the side of that, but hitboxes say otherwise. So that's nice, right? Rosie! Thank you for the sub, love. I appreciate it very much. Especially because I'm very close to my first ever Twitch payout, which is pretty sick. Thank you very much, I appreciate it a ton. Thank you for always coming by as well, because it's nice to have company. And the fact that people have the ability to sit here and listen to me ramble for hours on end always comes as a surprise. Because I'm pretty hypercritical of myself, and I think I'm an idiot who just rambles and talks bullshit, but other people tend to think otherwise, which is very humbling. Because, like, honestly, I really hate to admit this, but I've always been kind of like a poor-humored idiot. And, like, people always wonder why I'm so self-deprecating, and it's more like it's a joke. It's more like it's a fun thing. I'm obligated as waifu to watch you? Oh, I see. I see how it is. You're just here because of the waifu status? I see. Take that self-esteem boost and shove it right back, right? Is there something I'm missing? I feel like there's something important that I'm missing. It's not a spike to the fucking ankle, that's for sure. Oh, please, please don't. Please don't, Mr. Dragon. Yeah, nice. Nice tip, game. Takes a dragon claw and a fire breath to the face. Learn how to block. It's like, yeah. I don't know what button block is, otherwise I would. I'll go cry in the corner while you cry right here while you're watching. There you go. Do two things at once. Multitask. Fuck me, dude. Fuck you, that hit me. I'm like moving to the side and it hits me with a ball while I'm moving. You've gotta be dead. You've gotta be dead soon. Jesus Christ. Yeah, gargoyles, that's what those things are. So there's a lion gargoyle, there's a snake one, and there's a poison one, there's a lightning one too. There's an eagle, a lion, and a snake. That's what it is. I was trying to think. Only if I can fight you with hugs. That's another weird thing about me, like, I'm actually a pretty violent person, but, like, I don't seem like I am, but I am. Like, I'm pretty calm a lot of the time, but, like, if you piss me off, I can get violent, but when I was a kid, I was really incredibly violent, and I stopped being violent for a while. Because, I didn't see the point in it. I didn't understand what anger solved, and I just stopped. And started thinking a bit more maturely, and just trying to talk shit out with words, but sometimes that doesn't always work. And like, sometimes it's more frustrating to try and talk to people who are idiots. Especially when they're like purposely being, like moronic and irritating. There we go. That's level 2 done. So, I want to get a lot of speed and strength, like I said.
You are now entering Haunted Cemetery.
Because that'll make it a lot easier to get through levels. Yeah, I'm shy too. I'm a very shy person. I'm very calm and I'm very relaxed, but like in my head, I'm kind of like... See, I'm not the kind of person that I am on stream. Like, in my head, I hate people so much. Like, I have a seething, deep hatred for, like, all of humanity, and I'm pretty nihilistic. But I'm also, at the same time, very, like, outgoingly humored, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like a juxtaposition mentally, through, like, physical interaction and, like, social interaction, which is very weird.
Reflective shield.
But yeah, I gotta remember to start using my items, because I totally forgot those existed. Oh, this level takes forever. Yeah, it's kind of like awkward for a person. Because like I said, when I was little, I went through a lot of abuse with my father, and that kind of hardened me as a person, I guess. And, like, to be fair, some of the time I deserved what I got. Like, some of the time I fucked up, or I did something stupid, or I stole something from the store, or I broke something, or I punched a wall, or whatever, and, like, that's fine, like, I should be reprimanded for doing stupid shit, like, I get that, but, like, I will tell you right now, there's nothing that I did as a kid that was deserving of some of the shit that I got. Like, there was nothing I did as a kid that my dad didn't do when he was a kid, you know what I mean? Like, my dad was a lot worse of a kid than I was. Like, my dad stole shit from stores, he went on motorcycle rides and he crashed cars, and he stole cars with his friend and shit like that. I didn't do any of that. I mean, like, I just kinda injured myself a lot, because I was a stupid kid, so... I mean, like, some of the times when, like, I would fuck up, or I would do wrong, or I'd get in trouble at school, he would, like, slap me in the face, or I'd come home and he'd ground me and not listen to anything I said, like, when I tried to explain shit to him, because, like, after a while, I started lying to him, because I knew I would be in trouble anyway. So, because he wasn't listening to anything I was trying to tell him, I started lying to him so I could hang outside and play with my friends. And then he started catching on that I was lying to him or whatever, because the school would call, and then he'd be like, you told me you had a good day, and I'm like, I did have a good day, and he's like, but you got in trouble at school, and I'm like, doesn't mean I didn't have a good day. And he's like, yeah, but you should have told me that you got in trouble at school, and you kept that from me, which is essentially lying to me, and I'm like, I didn't lie. You asked me how school was, and I said it was fine. And he's like, yeah, but the school called, so obviously your day went shitty enough for them to call me. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that I had a bad day. And he'd call me, like, a smartass, and he'd be like, you know exactly what I mean. So what I started doing is I started lying to my father, so, I didn't get in trouble. And then when that stopped working, I started not coming home directly after school altogether. And I started staying out with my friends whenever I had a shitty day at school or whatever, or, like... And honestly, a lot of the reason I had a shitty day at school is because nobody listened to me. Like, something would happen and my teachers wouldn't listen to a word I said. And they're like, oh, Jared, you swear. We know how you are. Like, we know exactly the kind of behavior that you exhibit. And I'm like, yeah, but maybe I'm trying to change and go about shit a different way, and you're not giving me a chance. So that's kind of your fault. You should have more faith in me as a student. Like, with the student-teacher connection, you should have a bit more faith in me to do the right thing, you know what I mean? And have a little bit better judgment, and then when I try and change, because you're saying the way I'm going about shit is quote-unquote wrong, or quote-unquote not acceptable, you should at least give me the time of day to try and tell you that I'm trying to change, and trying to show that I'm trying to change, so... my teachers really didn't give me that option, and, they would start calling home over ridiculous shit that wasn't even that big of a deal. And of course that would piss my dad off, because like I said, he wouldn't listen to a fucking word I ever said. So I started not coming directly home from school like I was supposed to, because I figured it was the only solution. And I knew if I was going to get in trouble anyway, why not get in trouble later, and be able to hang out with my friends all day and spend the day how I want, rather than being limited to not being able to do what I wanted to do, you know what I mean? Because whenever I got in trouble at school, my dad would restrict me from going outside or hanging out with friends. He would take my video games away, he would take my privileges away. That's not how you discipline a kid. Like, if I ever become a parent, I'm gonna go about my parenting in a very different way. Like, when I scold my kids, they're going to learn from it. They're not gonna suffer from it. They're going to learn from it, so they can be better people. Like, I'm not gonna take the TV privileges away. I'm never gonna deprive my kid of the ability to go outside, because the ability to go outside is kind of like... It's almost like required in a child. Like, I don't want to deprive my child of time of their childhood, you know what I mean? Childhood doesn't last forever. And it really sucks, and I wish I would have realized that when I was a kid. Like, video games are always around. You can always play video games. Video games are something to do when there's nothing else to do. They're not something to revolve your life around. He says as he screams on Twitch, playing nothing but video games, but you get what I mean. The only reason I don't go outside now is because, like I said, I kind of grew up to hate people, and I don't socialize very much. And when I do socialize, I have a very selective social circle, if that makes sense. So I only like a certain variety of people. Like, very realistic, like... It's not even, like, the aspect of nihilism, or just, like, hating everything, it's nothing like that, but it's nice to have a company of people that understand circumstances of the world and the direction that humanity is going, and to look at it through, like, not rose-tinted glasses, you know what I mean? Like, the world is not going to be great in the coming years. And it hasn't been great for a long time. And that's why I hate when, like, Americans are, like, proud to be an American. It's like, okay, you're proud to be an American, that's fine. That's cool. Be happy that you're American, but also I wish people would kind of recognize, like, the state of things and, like, things they take advantage of every day. And, like, when people go to a, like, shitty restaurant, like Little Caesars or whatever, and they dip themselves their greasy fucking triple-decker fucking stuffed crust, whatever fucking blah 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 pizza that they're getting is... A lot of people don't have that luxury, and a lot of people take it for granted, and a lot of people are even shittier than that about it. And a lot of people don't even take the time to think about that at all. Because they're too busy stuffing their face or whatever in, like, high-maintenance service over stupid minimal shit, like, oh, you forgot my mushrooms, or you forgot my pepperoni. It's like, you can live without it, can't you? Yeah, but that's not what I ordered. It's like, yeah, like, people fuck up sometimes. There's room for error, and you need to be realistic in understanding that. Like, not everything is going to be perfect all the time for you. It's like, yeah, you expect a certain level of service whenever you go to a restaurant, but honestly, you should expect the service that you're paying for, right? Like, realistically, if you go to a McDonald's, you should expect that some of the time you're probably not going to get what you order. Or maybe the workers are having a shitty day. Or maybe their boss sucks. Maybe their coworker sucks. Maybe life at home isn't so great and they're distracted. Like, there's several circumstances in which case you have to be realistic as a person and just respect people. And a lot of people don't enter establishments with that frame of mind, and that really fucking pisses me off. Because purely what it is it's people thinking they're the center of the universe, like they're the most important thing, and the world revolves around them, and everything has to cater to them, and that pisses me the fuck off. Because a lot of people go into an establishment like McDonald's and be like, how hard is your job? It's like, okay, well, it's obviously stressful. You know what I mean? It's like they're working. You're sitting here enjoying a fucking double Whopper, fucking McDouble, fucking whatever the fuck quarter pounder that you probably don't need. It's probably gonna kill you. Like, maybe be a little bit more understanding of other people's circumstances and shit, and try and be a little bit more accommodating and reasonable as a customer, you know what I mean? I should watch Waiting? Oh, you mean the movie where they fuck with customers' food? Yeah, I've seen it before. It's really funny, don't get me wrong, it's fucking hilarious. It has Dane Cook in it, yeah, I've seen it before. But, yeah, it's a great movie. Kinda hate that just because someone makes a mistake, they automatically judge you and you get labeled as something bad. Yeah, it's kinda shitty, like I said, people, like, unreasonably expect perfect service all the time. And people don't enter an establishment with the kind of mindset that they should. Like, every time I enter an establishment, I go in there with complete understanding. I'm super patient as a customer. And if they're super busy, I'll wait until everybody's out of the restaurant, and then I'll order. And then they'll be like, you could have ordered. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys seemed very busy. And, like, out of courtesy for you guys, because I know you guys work long days and you work really hard, you know, I thought I'd be a little bit more accommodating and patient with you guys. And I wanted you guys to get all the other customers out of the way instead of just catering to me. Like, I'm that kind of a customer. And, at my local Domino's, maybe I shouldn't say this over Twitch, I don't know if it'll get them in trouble. It probably won't, as long as I don't say what Domino's it is, but, like, sometimes when I go in there, because I'm a very fucking nice customer, and because I'm super understanding, and they love me so much, sometimes they just give me free pizza. Like, sometimes I don't even pay for my pizzas. Like, sometimes they just give me free pizzas, or, like, free breadsticks and shit like that, just because they appreciate the kind of person I am. And, it's really cool, because, like, I don't expect that kind of treatment, but, like, because people understand that I understand the perspective of working in a kind of, like, fast food industry and stuff like that. Like, they respect me more as a person, you know, instead of, like, somebody who's just, like, a black hole of attention and, like, depends on, like, courtesy of other people and dependency of being served hand in hand and shit like that, so. I don't know, that's just the kind of person I grew up to be. I grew up to be very humble and understanding. Now, like, if I order at a restaurant or something, and it's not like a fancy restaurant, if it's like a McDonald's or something like that, and they're taking like half an hour to bring me my food, I'm like, alright, what the fuck? Like, half an hour? Maybe I should go say something about it. But if it's like 5 minutes late coming out, 10 minutes late coming out, like, whatever, I understand. Like, there's certain circumstances that hinder your ability to be able to serve people as quick as you normally would. I understand that. Like, there's the prospect of, like, being super busy. There's unavailability of certain items. There's, like, customers lined up before you, so you have to take into account that their orders might be bigger than yours. Which is what I have. I have a friend that is almost like, I almost want to punch him in the face whenever we go out to eat somewhere. Because he's always super fucking shitty and nosy about that kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, we'll go to a restaurant, and I'll order, or whatever, and I'll order, like, a large fry and, like, a hamburger or something. And then he'll order something fucking ridiculously big, and then other customers with, like, small orders will get served before him, even though they were there first. And he's like, I don't understand. Like, why are all these people with smaller orders getting served before me when I ordered first? And I'm like, okay, well, think about the size of your order. You're ordering 3 Big Macs, 2 large fries, and a 10-piece chicken nugget. Dude over there wants a coffee. Who do you think's gonna get served first? Could you be a bit more reasonable? And less of a demanding cunt? Like, just take into account for a second that there's other people besides you, you know what I mean? Like, there's other people here that are getting food or are on a lunch break from their job that they work. You know, like, there's certain life circumstances that I wish people would just, like, understand. And it really sucks when people don't. And it makes me hate the world. But, like, saying that, everybody's like, oh, you have to be optimistic, and there's good in the world, too, as much as there is bad, if not more so. And I'm like, yeah, but, like, why have the bad to begin with? You know what I mean? If we had a perfectly, like, functional, sociable automaton society where everybody's a good person, and everybody has, like, morality and common sense, like, within a certain realm of reason, that's why there's laws in place, right? But, like, if the world was more so, like, directed toward that kind of outlook, you know what I mean? Like, why would we have need for war? Or, like, why would there be, like, humanitarian suffering? Like, why would there be poor people? Why would there be orphans? Why would there be, like, all sorts of various things, you know? And it's just, like, the world could be so much of a better place if people would just, like, recognize that we need to focus on shit, and, like, the world is so fucking busy, worried about staying the world's #1 superpower, and staying ahead of the curve of everybody else when it comes to, like, technology and warfare and weaponry and shit like that, that we could just be spending money on better things. And if the world would come into an understanding where it's like, yeah, this is really not necessary, we could work as one, and share our technology with each other, and even if we have differences, we can sort them out like adults. Like humans would. The world would be so much more advanced. Our technology would be so much better. Like, think if all the world's scientists worked together, collectively. We would have more than flying cars. We would have teleportation. We wouldn't have famine. We wouldn't have disease. We wouldn't have so much shit. Like, every cure for, like, a cure for AIDS, a cure for cancer would be found, like, at least 15 times as quickly. If not more than that. If people would just, like, understand and recognize that there's better shit we could be focusing on. But everybody is so focused on dollar, you know, that, like, we're not ever gonna have anything like that. And again, it's like, you have to be realistic, and that's just not how the world works, and it's sad that it doesn't work that way. It's a little bit depressing, if I'm honest. It kinda sucks. Nice. You know what else sucks? Taking a fucking scythe to the mouth. That sucks pretty bad. Oh, die, you piece of shit. Fuck you. Wasting my potion, dickhead. I mean, I wasted the potion. I could've hit him like 5 more times, but... One of these is a bomb, and I don't know which one it is. Nice, I got the gold. GG. Fuck you, bomb. Who wins? I may have lost a leg, but I got the gold, so who's the real winner here?
You'll never defeat my guardian.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, basically what we missed is we missed something called the Parchment of Fire, which is used for a boss that's like way later, and I don't really care about it because it really doesn't make the fight that much harder, or much easier. I'm gonna go take a piss break real quick, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back.
Red Knight.
I'm poor, still don't have power at the apartment. Still, this kind of makes me want to play Sea of Thieves. I've never played Sea of Thieves, honestly. I've heard of it. I know it's a rare title, and I know it's like owned by Microsoft or whatever, but I've never played it. But yeah, like, I understand, like, the world needs to be ahead.
You now have enough crystals to enter the Mountain Kingdom.
If that makes sense, the world still needs to be ahead of everybody else. Like,
is now a level 10
but it's a symbol of distrust, and that's what I hate. Is that America's like, we have to have the best technology, we have to have the best defense, we have to have better weapons than everybody else. But like I said, that's a symbol of distrust. And if there wasn't things like terrorism or like people that wanted to hurt other people with like ill intent and circumstances were different, we could work toward like a better future. And I wish people would just realize that and come to understand that even though we think differently and we worship different people and we have different beliefs, that like that doesn't make us any less human, if that makes sense. And like, instead of focusing on differences, I wish we could focus on similarities and have a better frame of mind for certain things. And the world could be a much fucking better place. And it's sad that it isn't, and it's depressing that it isn't, because it's such a simple answer. And people are so busy focused on the here and now that they can't think of the bigger picture, you know what I mean? Like, if people would set aside differences, what would there be to fight about? Oh, my god is better than your god. Who cares? You worship yours, I'll worship mine, or whatever. I don't worship any god. I mean, maybe hentai. The gods of hentai. I kinda gotta worship a little bit. But, you want kids? Yeah. I wouldn't mind having a child, maybe one or two. I don't know, depending on my financial situation in the future. Because, still, I don't know if, like, people are aware of this, but like I said, I live with my grandfather, so I don't pay rent, and I don't pay bills, and I don't pay, like, anything like that, so I basically get to live here for free. But, what comes at that cost is basically, like, daily agony. I can't talk with anybody because everybody here is, like, hyper unrealistic, and, they're idiots, and they're impossible to communicate with. And they just don't get me, like, we don't connect very well. It's because they don't understand me, and that's perfectly fine. Like, they're trying to teach me life lessons and shit, and, like, sometimes they make sense, and sometimes I get it, but, like, other times they're just, like, really cryptic and dumb and annoying. And, shit like that. And it's just, I can't find work where I live. I have literally tried. I tried for 2 whole years. Almost non-stop. I applied to, like, 60 or 70 different places, and I didn't get anywhere. And I'm not going to spend an unreasonable amount of time per day. Like, I'm not going to spend like 8 or 9 hours per day applying to different places, going through the whole hiring process of, oh, send them the application, maybe they'll get back to you, maybe they won't. You have to freaking call them day by day to check the status of your application. I'm not going to fucking do that. I'm too lazy. I'm going to be honest, I'm too lazy. Like, it should not take a fucking ridiculous amount of effort to get an entry-level job. That's why it's called an entry-level job. It's because it doesn't require experience, and practically anybody can do it. And, they just take one look at me, and they're like, not you. And I was like, what do you mean, not me? I'm perfectly suited for the job. I have experience for this. I'm available entirely. I don't have anything else going on. I don't have more school to attend. I can devote myself entirely to this job. What is there to disapprove of? And then they never tell me. And they're just like, oh, we've decided to go a different direction. And I'm like, yeah, but is there a reason for that? Like, I get it, there's people with more experience applying to the same job. I understand that, that's totally fine, I get that. But how do you expect me to get more experience to be able to do said job if you don't give me the possibility to get the experience that I need that you want? Like, I don't understand that. Like, I don't have money to pay for school. I can't take out a loan to pay for school because I don't have a job. I can't get a job because I don't have the education. I can't get the education because I don't have the job to make the money. So what the fuck do you want me to do? I don't understand it. It's a very fucked up circle. And it's totally flawed, and it doesn't work at all. And it's stupid because American education has failed. That's what it is. Basically, American education has failed as a system. It does not tell kids what they need to know to have and survive an adult life. I bet you're wondering how I knew that was there, huh? It's because I've played this game like 1,000 times. But, yeah, like, the American education system has failed. When I was in high school, all we did was learn about music history, and then we learned about World War II like 15 times. No, Death leaves after I kick his ass with the fucking potion because I'm tired of his shit. But yeah, like, American education has failed. That's what it is. You don't get the knowledge that you need to be able to survive a life as an adult, and there's nothing that prepares you for it. There's nothing that says, hey, here's how you manage your finances. Here's how you build a resume. Here's how you, like, do this. It's like, life doesn't work like that with American education. It just doesn't. I think college is better for the career, yeah, but how do you fucking afford the college? Like, I don't mind what I do, I just don't want to work fast food. Customer service. I just don't want to work fast fucking food. That's it. Like, I worked at a Little Caesars for 1 year and 2 months, and that was alright. That wasn't terrible. That was doable. You know what I mean? Like, that was manageable. Some people were assholes, but there weren't a ton of assholes, and it didn't really fuck up my day all that much when there was one. I mean, there was this guy one time that came in, and he said he wanted a pizza without red sauce. So we have two different sauces. We have a white garlic sauce, and we had a red tomato sauce. That's typical for pizza, right? Like, just a regular kind of generic sauce that comes on a pizza, right? Unless otherwise specified, right? And the guy said, I want a pizza without red sauce. So me, I interpreted that as, I want a pizza with no sauce. Because if the red sauce is what typically comes on a pizza, I was like, okay, so you want a pizza without sauce? And he's like, yes. And I was like, okay. So I went and made him a pizza without sauce. I threw the cheese on it, I threw the toppings on it, I put it through the oven, I waited, I came out and I handed him his pizza. He was like, what the fuck? This isn't what I wanted. I'm like, okay, well, if it's not what you wanted, why did you tell me that's what you wanted? He's like, I didn't. And I'm like, but you did. And he's like, what happened to the customer is always right? And I'm like, they're always right when they're not wrong, but you're clearly wrong because that's not what you told me to make you. And he said, I wanted pizza without red sauce. And I'm like, yes, and that's what I made you. I made you a pizza without red sauce. And he's like, I want the other sauce. I'm like, why didn't you just say you wanted the white sauce? And he's like, well, I don't know what the color of it is. And I'm like, okay, well, if it's not red and we only serve two sauces, what's it gonna be? The rainbow sauce? No, I don't think so. So why didn't you just say you wanted a pizza without white sauce, or with white sauce, rather than being a cryptic asshole and wasting my time? And he even went on to write a review on Yelp, which I read, because I wanted to see what the reviews of our business were so I could make it better, so we could maintain our business, and have good reviews and shit. And the dude said that I was a fucking shitty worker because I didn't understand what he wanted. He's like, yeah, this kid fucked up my order 2 times. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's probably because you were unclear with your fucking order, dickhead. If you would have told me what you wanted from the get-go, I would have made you what you wanted, but you didn't tell me what you wanted from the get-go. You wanted to play fucking mind games. He's like, I want a pizza without red sauce, so I made him a pizza without red sauce. He didn't say he wanted a pizza with white sauce. That's not what he said. Could have just said you wanted a pizza with white sauce. I would have made you a pizza with white sauce. But you're an idiot. And then you're gonna call me an idiot for you being an idiot, which I don't think is very fair. It's kind of retarded. You have a thingy called FFA or something close to that that helps pay for college, so you can focus on college till you graduate and find the job for you. What I think I want to do is I want to become a policeman. I think I want to be a policeman. Well, it's like, define rage, honestly. Like, trust me, there's some times where I get, like, extremely pissed off. Like, when I broke my controller in Sekiro, that was me pissed off. That was me raging. And like, after I broke my controller, I was kind of just like, I just broke my controller. I don't even give a fuck. This game is just stupid. Like, I don't understand. Like, the guy hits you one time, and then you can't retaliate, you can't dodge, and he just spams you with attacks, and he does ridiculous damage. I don't know what they want you to do. And to be fair, it's because I forgot a functionality of the game, because it was a brand new functionality for a FromSoft game that has never before been implemented. So I think it's understandable that I forget it exists. Like, if that makes sense. So, yeah, like, that was a good example of when I've, like, genuinely raged, but, like, if I'm just like, fucking jump, Link! It's not, like, that's not rage to me. That's not, like... I'm at a point where I'm, like, genuinely fucking incredibly pissed off. Like, trust me, you'll know when I rage at something. You'll know. Because, like, sometimes I have the silent rage where I'm kind of just like...
That was an
okay. And then other times I have, like, the very outward, like, verbal, like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm really annoyed kind of thing.
Red Knight has gained a level.
Well, that's because Dark Link is a fucking hacking, cheating fucking pussy. And you guys clearly saw. You clearly fucking saw. I tried using the hammer, didn't work. I tried using the Deku Nuts, didn't work. I tried attacking him, didn't work. The only thing that worked was Din's fucking fire. And I can't use that repeatedly because I run out of magic. So it's like, I don't know what the game expects you to do. Like, literally, the tutorial for Dark Link, it's like, oh yeah, use the hammer, he can't copy it. He can't block the hammer either. He clearly blocked the hammer like 30 times. Every time I tried to hit him with it, he blocked it. So how's he blocking something that's unblockable? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it was frustrating. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do to kill Dark Link then? I don't understand. And then the first time I fought him, I hit him like, what, like at least 20 times and he didn't die? And then the time where I actually beat him while you were gone, I hit him like half that amount of times and he died. So I don't understand. Like, maybe you do more damage by hitting him with the sword rather than another weapon or something, but I don't know how that works. But apparently there's a mechanic to Dark Link where, like, he's, like, transparent, and then he'll go solid or something, where he's, like, a solid figure, and you can only hit him when he's solid. But I never saw a change in pigmentation of his character model. Like, he was never, like, transparent and then went dark. He was just always dark. So, like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Maybe it's different in a different version of the game or something, but I don't know. I didn't see anything like that when I fought Dark Link, so... That door doesn't open, does it? No. Alright, give me the snake fangs. Give me the snake bites. Fuck. Ooh. Oh, well... Oh, never mind, it's just blown up. I thought it was junk shit. Maybe the original one? Yeah, it might have been the one for N64. Like, I don't know what Master Quest changed about Dark Link, but I can almost assure you Dark Link was different in Master Quest. I don't know how, but I can almost assure you there was something different about it just due to how hard it was. Having to spam Dim's fire on him and then not even being able to beat him just by spamming Dim's fire, something was definitely different. I can't put my finger on what. Like, I think they complicated the fight, not in terms of health, but in terms of dynamic. Like, maybe they just made him more aggressive or something, but then they did something else to, like, kind of balance it out a little bit. I don't know, but they definitely fucked around with Dark Link somehow. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I'm almost, like, guaranteed that they did. Alright, ghosts, you're pissing me off. So you can all die again, because you're ghosts. Ow. Really wish I quit stepping on spikes. It's very not good for my health. Yeah, but I think I want to be a policeman. I think I have the reasonable mindset for it, and I think I have the approach for it. But I also think the approach I would take to police work would also get me into a few rough situations, if you know what I mean. But even then, I'm pretty tough. Like, I've been through some shit. Like, I've talked about my injuries that I've sustained over the course of my life on stream before. but I've been through quite a bit of stuff, and I should have been dead in my life like 15 times over by now at least, so I think police work is like a solid field of work for me, and even if it's not police work, security would probably be in my field of work. Also I lift weights, so like I'm kind of slender, but I'm pretty athletic. The only thing I can't really do is yoga, because yoga is like incredibly painful. Like, fuck doing yoga. Yoga is shit. But I figured out the qualifications to be a policeman. Pretty much all you need to be a policeman is a high school diploma. And then you just have to go to police academy, get the training, and recite some paperwork and stuff like that. Learn the Miranda rights pretty much back to front, and that's pretty much it. There's not really much else to it, so I think if anything I could be definitely promisable for, it's probably police work. Also, I don't have a driver's license, so I'd probably have to get that as well. But I could get the driver's license through police academy, I could just do it that way. Paying for schooling would be shit, but I could probably figure it out as I go. Maybe work like a shitty job to get the money for that, and then be a policeman or something. There we go, we got a desert crystal. The desert crystals are pretty neat, because they allow us to go to the desert world, obviously. Only a fool would face the Lich without the good book. Guess we're a fucking fool then, because we're about to go fight the Lich. Ooh, I gotta shower later. Again, it's probably from lifting weights.
Red Knight has gained a level.
Okay, so I'm honestly probably gonna save state before I fight the Lich, because the Lich is going to be kind of hard, and I don't know if I'll be able to beat him. I mean, I do have a lot of stuff I can use, but I want max health for fighting the Lich. Talk to the financial aid person that helps with that. They give you grants and loans. Yeah, but like I don't want a loan. Like if I'm gonna get a loan, I want it to be something that I can pay off over time with a job or something like that, and I don't have work right now.
You have found a runestone.
Is there only 2 runestones in the There might be only 2 runestones in the Forsaken Realm. I'm not sure about that though. But yeah, we're about to fight Lich, so. Lich is pretty cool. Lich is a boss that wasn't in the original game, so. There we go, save state. But yeah, I don't want to get a loan or a grant unless I have a job to pay it off. I don't like being in debt. So yeah, there's the Lich, who's pretty wicked. He's a Lich, so. No. Phoenix will help, Super Shot will help. Yeah, none of that's gonna help. This shit should fuck him up though. Well, if I could hit him with the fireballs, that'd be nice. Yeah, get fucked, Lich. Shit. Double shit. God, he's super speedy. Well, I'm trying to move, asshole. My speed is not great right now. No, go away, please. Oh, get fucked. Oh, no way that hit me, dude. I was so far away from that. Crap. That's not good. Ah, nice. He nailed me with that long range. Oh yeah, just stand there, dickhead. That's perfect. Oh, come on, I was moving. I was gonna hit me in the face. Back up from that. Oh, nice miss. Good shit. Oh, he's so confused, dude. He has no idea where I went. Get outsmarted. Get outplayed. So yeah, bosses in this game are not exactly hard. You kind of just gotta have the health to tank certain moves and just avoid them. It's not really that bad. Nothing Dark Souls like this is way easier, but Maybe a Dark Souls like Gauntlet would be really, really interesting, but then again, everything's like Dark Souls nowadays, so maybe that would suck. Hand humping came back? Yeah. Lich is definitely the Uncle Dave of this game, I think. Awful lot of Uncle Daves recently. Oh, come on, dude, he's gotta be close to dead. Watch him be at like half health. Also, as you can imagine, we make serious bank when we kill this dude, so... the sooner this dude dies, the better.
Red Knight has
Ooh, and we gained a level 6. Dude, please die. You have a lot of health for an undead fucking bastard with an axe. Oh, fuck. Dude, really? Ah, come on, man. I'm not wasting my fucking special on you. I need that for later. Ah, you fucking prick. That's what I get for being cocky. You asshole. Come on, 700 health, we can do it. 1700 health, we can do it. What? Did you fucking die, dude? You are way too healthy for an undead bitch. Fucker. You fuck. You can never tell when he's gonna throw the double and when he's gonna throw the single, so you gotta just, like, kinda guess. And my guess is always running like a bitch, so I get hit every time. Ah, just like that. You're such a fucking piece of crap. Nice, that one I thought he was gonna throw the double, so I just walked into it, and then it's like, yeah, of course it's a single. Dick. How much health do you fucking have? Although he is doing that shit more for— what? How was I able to outrun that every other time, but that time I wasn't able to, even though I did the exact same thing? I'm not using the special, dude. You can go fuck yourself, I don't care. Throw as many maggots as you want, dude. Get out of it, you fuck! Asswipe. I'm not using the special, I don't care. You can't make me use it. Hit the fuck. Not like that, not me. I mean, hit the fuck as in the giant undead bastard, not throw fucking eyeballs at you or whatever the fuck they were. Oh, come on. He's gotta be close. Well, it would help if the fucking game would hit the dude. Instead of aiming at random bullshit, game. Fuck you in the ass. Half my hits I'm not even fucking getting on him because the game's fucking being shit. Oh, come on, I thought that was you dead. What? Fucking get off me, Uncle Dave, you ass. Insane combo, by the way. Fucking die. How the fuck is he not dead, dude? I know this guy does not have that much health. I know for a fact he doesn't have that much health. Asswipe. Okay, maybe he's a little bit hard when he hits you with the insane mega combos, but other than that, he's not terrible. Oh, nice, poggers. Get fucked. Finally dodged that double. This is insanity! Please fucking die. Not using my goddamn special. He's not even hard, he's just not fucking dying because he has 1,000 million health. Fuck me! Bastard. He's gotta be going down sometime soon. Fuck. Ugh. Go down, please. That it? Nope, that's not it. How much fucking health do you have? Sometime this century? I couldn't even break the generator. Even though I'm aiming right at it, I couldn't break it. Interesting. Oh, nice angle, bro. Good shit. Finally, fuck me. Prick, it's about fucking time he died. God damn. Fuck, that took 10 years. There we go, that's the Lich, he's dead. Thank Christ.
You have defeated the horrifying Lich. And
The hacking Lich, maybe. That's what his new name should be. Just 15 million health. He's not even hard, he's fucking takes forever to kill. Prick. Yeah, he basically got, like, drugged back down to hell. That's pretty much what his death is. All the bosses have, like, really sick death animations. Yeah, there we go. Now I gotta spend, like, 500 million on health. Great. There we go. I'm good with, like, 1,000 health. I should be alright. And then I'm gonna spend the rest of it on... probably speed. Not, like, the drug speed, but I mean, like, actual character speed, so I can move quicker. So all the stats go to 999. Let's drop a hard save, too, while we're at it. Might as well. I'll drop a hard save every time we complete a realm or something like that. There we go, save complete. And we'll also do the mountain realm, so I can show off the mountain realm, too, this stream. And then, after mountain realm, it'll probably be, like, 2.5 hours, I think. So yeah, I think there's 8 realms, so 2.5 hours per realm. That means this is gonna be like a 10-hour playthrough.
To recover all 8 shards that restore the entrance to the desecrated temple.
Yeah, plus we have to do the underworld and the desecrated temple and shit. Oh, is block just B? Oh, block is just B. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna do the mountain realm, and then next time we're gonna do the castle realm, and the sky realm, I think, comes after the castle realm? No, not a 10-hour stream. Fuck no. I would, but splitting the videos up would be a pain in the ass, which is why I don't do stuff like that. Yeah, here we go. Here's the mountain dudes. They have nipple rings. That's how you know they're tough. 12-hour stream plus giveaway. Rayman, I would do giveaways if I could afford to do giveaways. But I'm broke as fuck. That's why I stream. I hope that people give me money because I'm broke as shit. Also, I'm trying to go see a concert, which I can't afford. Because I don't have a job. Because life sucks. And, circumstances are really shit. Yeah, all I needed to do is give entertainment. Yeah, that's what I hope to accomplish. I would do giveaways if I was like, the way streaming kind of works is that people kind of give you money, right? Like, people kind of give you money, and then you can afford to do shit like giveaways, and like go out and buy a copy of something that you're playing, and then like give it away for free or whatever, like on a random straw poll or whatever, but I can't afford to do shit like that. At least not yet. Maybe in the future I can. Like, if I ever get a job and I get the fuck out of here and I can start doing cool stuff like that, I'd love to be able to do that just to give back to my community a little bit for being so cool, but I don't know if I'll be able to do stuff like that anytime soon. But, yeah, King Diamond is playing a concert near me, and I've been a fan of King Diamond ever since I was a kid, like ever since I was like 5 or 6 years old. And, usually he only tours Denmark, so he usually only tours Europe because he's from Denmark, right? And he never comes to the fucking US. Like, that's a complete rarity. And, I'm trying to go see his show, because he's playing, like, down the street from me, about, like, 20 or 30 minutes away. And I really want to go see the concert. I also really want this fucking thing to die. Darksiders? I've heard of Darksiders. I've never played it though. But I heard that when you die in it, you lose like all your shit or something. And that would probably be like really annoying, dependent on how like necessary it is. Also, this level is incredibly short, so yeah, short level for the win. This is usually the level that I will go to if I need like experience or items or something like that. Fuck off, you goblin prick. Right. That's the first mountain level. Oh, I didn't get the runestone. Right. Runestones are important. Let me go back and get that. It's a very short level, I'll just go back and get it on stream. Am I gonna play Darksiders 3? I don't even know what Darksiders is. All I know is it's a video game. That's it. Let me go into this level again and get that fucking runestone. I looked dead at it and I totally forgot it existed because I'm done. Yeah, you are now re-entering the Valley of Fire because you're a dumbass. Right. So I could speedrun the level and like not kill anything and avoid all the items, but where's the fun in that? Because I need this shit, so... Fuck you. Goblin bastard. Yeah, there's the runestone that I literally looked dead at, and then I, like, completely abandoned. Because I'm done. Ooh, the pineapple. How do you eat a pineapple like that? How do you eat a whole pineapple? Yeah, because there's a hidden wall here, and then you push the switch. That's what I forgot about. Totally forgot that was a thing.
Runestones have been found.
Darksiders 3 was a bit frustrating. I'm stuck on one of the levels that I can't figure out. Well, okay, why can't you figure it out? Is it a boss that you're stuck on, or is it like a level design, or is there a mechanic that you don't understand, or like... See, that was the thing about Ocarina of Time Master Quest, is like, you know when I had to hookshot that face, or I was stuck in the water temple and then I had to hookshot the wall? That was a mechanic that was never in the game before, until Master Quest, and then it was all of a sudden a brand new thing. That was never in the game before. And then they just introduced it with Master Quest, and they're like, oh, it's a puzzle. It's like, no, it's not really a puzzle, because it's something brand fucking new. And it's stupid, and it's a mechanic that doesn't even make any fucking sense at all. And the walls in the water temple, those brown walls, were never sort of triggered or switched before. So, also, the time blocks, the ones that you move with the Song of Time, were never incorporated into puzzle fashion before, so that was kind of interesting and new. Master Quest was really cool and really fun, but also really frustrating. Just because instead of making certain shit harder, it just made it way more tedious. And added a lot more steps to something, so if you didn't do it in the exact right way, you had to redo it. Which was kind of annoying and unnecessary in my opinion. It was kind of stupid. Not necessary at all. Explosive guy? Yep. The game is pretty much like what it's called, kind of like Portal 2. Each dungeon you have to figure out how to get to that side. Pretty much puzzles and strategy. That's interesting sounding. See, I like Portal, like I get the appeal of Portal, but it's not like a game for me, really. Because, like, that seems more like a PC game, like one of those things you play through one time and then you just never play it again. Seems like one of those.
Congratulations! You have found a runestone!
So I know about GLaDOS, and I know about the cake and all that fucking bullshit. What's up, York? How's it going? I do not know how to pronounce your name, so I'm gonna butcher it, so instead of trying to say your name and butchering it, I'm just going to, call you York, so I hope that's alright with you. If it's not, let me know and I'll call you by something different. And if I run out of options, I'll just start calling you Daddy, because that'll make you feel good about yourself, right? It's always good when a random person on the internet starts calling you Daddy out of nowhere. It's fucking weird.
Fire amulet.
It's really uncomfortable. I hate it when people do that. It's really strange. York is fine? Alright. Thank you very much. I do that to my friends sometimes. Sometimes I'll randomly call him daddy just like out of nowhere. And
Hey,
it'll fucking
that was
creep him out.
actually really nice.
Because, like,
Thank
it
you.
catches him off guard, and it's really funny. Thank you for the follow as well, York. I hope you enjoy yourself here. If you want a rundown of what my channel is basically I'm an idiot. I play video games. I swear a lot. And, I make a lot of crude sexual humor. And sometimes borderline stereotype racist humor that I probably really shouldn't make. So, yeah, if you're into that, definitely the channel for you. If not, I totally understand, and I don't blame you. In general, fuck you. But, yeah, right now I'm just revisiting Gauntlet, because it's a game that I played a lot as a kid, and I loved this game to death. And, I just finished Ocarina of Time, and I wanted to play something a little bit more, like, lax. Like, something I could kind of just zone out on and, like, go from point A to point B and kind of just, like, chill out and talk to chat and engage with chat a bit more, because, like, sometimes when I go back and I rewatch my videos, I realize there's a lot of chat that I miss, and then I feel bad. Because I always love interacting with my chat, and I feel like when I miss stuff, it kind of makes me an asshole. Like, there's times where I can't focus on both at once. And, like, as a viewer, it's kind of hard to get that concept, like, but as a streamer, I always kind of, like, as a viewer, I always wondered why streamers sometimes ignore people, and it's not that they want to ignore anybody, it's like sometimes things just require insane focus. What's up with this bush? That's weird. It's like watching me or some shit, that's strange. It's a Big Daddy? No, that's Bioshock, I'm afraid. Oh, fuck. Yeah, maybe not fist fight the serpent dragon, alright? Maybe be a little bit smarter about this. I don't know why I make stupid decisions, and then I question why I made said stupid decision, like, minutes later when I'm getting the shit kicked out of me. I'm just like, yeah, maybe that wasn't the smartest idea on the planet. Oof is fine. Yeah, oof is a great word. It's applicable to so many different things. It's like, oh, if your friend gets fired from his job, you can be like, oof. If your bro's girlfriend dumps him, you can be like, oof. If you're making a sandwich and you drop, like, a piece of lunch meat on the floor, that's an oof. It has so many applications to it, it's really nice. It's really... What's the word? Not dynamic, that's not the word I'm looking for. It just has several different uses. It's one of those words. Yeah, what are the chances of a giant stone mouth having a rapid fire in it? Pretty high. Because there's a giant stone mouth with a rapid fire in it. Also, in case you haven't noticed, my character is moving a lot faster now that I've increased my speed a bit. Which is why I wanted to increase speed, obviously. Oh, no way that hit me, dude. I need a referee on that one, dude. You were like a mile off. No way you connected with my jaw then. Fuck me. Really, dude? Really? Are we really gonna be like that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Fuck off, dude. Thanks for the key. If you just got done making the perfect cake and the whole thing drops on the floor yet, yell oof. That's why I don't bake. I don't trust myself to be able to handle pans. I don't bake anything complicated. If I ever bake anything, it's usually chicken nuggets or french fries. Or something simple. Also, some of the time I make spaghetti when I'm really hungry and I'm feeling a little bit fancy. I want to kill all these dudes, I don't care, I'll sacrifice a key to make that ambition a reality.
Use key to open doors.
Use key? Yeah, not use keys plural, use one key to open doors and chests. Good shit. Oh yeah, so what this is like a secret exit.
Grab coins before time runs
So it's like
out.
basically you have to collect all the coins and you unlock a secret character. But if you don't collect all the coins, you don't get the secret character. So this is kind of like an alternate exit to levels, if that makes any sense. And also this is something you definitely want to upgrade speed for, because speed makes a huge difference when it comes to these. By a long shot, speed will make or break these some of the time. Luckily, this is one of the ones that's early in the game, so it's not exactly difficult, but I find the one in the Sky Kingdom is kind of hard because it requires, like, positioning, being on a particular cloud and moving in a certain way. So that one kind of sucks. And then there's another one in the desert level where it's like an office of Midway employees, and it's kind of hard to navigate. And I always end up missing one coin, and it sucks. Also, the ice one is a little bit difficult. All the other ones are pretty fucking simple, if memory serves right. And there's not an alternate exit to the Dream World one, I don't think. Oh, maybe it doesn't serve as an alternate exit in this game. Weird. In the original, it's definitely like an alternate exit, like you can exit the level through it. But I guess it doesn't work like that in the remake. That's interesting, I didn't know that. I mean, I shouldn't know that, because I've played this game like 1,000 times, but... You love baking? I would love baking if I had the know-how. Like, I took... What's it called? I took home ec when I was in middle school, or in primary school. And I never really made anything of it. Like, I learned how to sew, and I learned how to bake cakes and pies and shit like that, and I've never baked a cake or a pike in my life. A cake or a pie in my life. I combined the words to make a pike, so, yeah. Fishing equipment, you can bake. I didn't know that. But yeah, you can bake fishing equipment. Make a pike in your, conventional oven. I gotta be careful with words like pike, because I could get in trouble if I say, like, I think could get me in trouble, so maybe I shouldn't say that. Cliff? Yeah. What a name for a level, it's just like, yeah, Cliff. Couldn't say the Cliffs, or the Bluffs, or something like that, but nah, Cliff. It's like a name of a really buff high school jock that you don't want to fucking associate with. Quarterback of the team, or whatever, and he's like, fucking the head cheerleader. It's like, yeah, my name's Cliff. It's like, oh yeah, I bet. I bet you also drive a pickup truck and drink fucking 2 12-packs of beer a night. Bet you throw wild parties. Go knock him over. Get the fuck out of here. Is that gonna get the door? No, it's not gonna get the door. I need magic to extend the range and the power of my potions and shit. Would you fucking gremlins take a vacation, please? Why can't I break your house? What if they were like underpants gnomes from South Park? Like every time they come up, they're like, I'm gonna fucking stab you! And then they just like shank me with their spears and their swords and their god knows what else they have. I don't know if people know what the fuck I'm talking about, but South Park has this bit where there's these things called underpants gnomes, and they break into your house when you're sleeping at night and they steal your underpants. And Tweak, the perfect character to center an episode like that around, has underpants gnomes coming into his house and stealing his underwear while he's sleeping, and nobody believes him because like he's such a tweaker because he's like on coffee all the time. Oh, what's up, dude? Are you a fan of King Diamond as well? Favorite song? I'm not entirely sure, but I think my favorite album in terms of story. That's a tough one. Abigail is pretty, like, renowned as, like, his best album. And, I really like Abigail, but I would say... Let's see, what do we have? We have Voodoo, Conspiracy, Them, I think is probably my favorite premise for an album. So Conspiracy, Voodoo, Them, Fatal Portrait, what else is there? There's Death, which is a totally different metal band altogether. Favorite song is Arrival? Yeah, that's a good one. I can actually do King Diamond vocals. Not super well, but I can belt them if I need to. I like going outside and pissing off my neighbors, enjoying my King Diamond. But yeah, I would say my favorite album in terms of concept is Them, probably. His newest album, Give Me Your Soul, I didn't really like all that much because I thought the premise was really stupid and really simple. And the composition of it was not exactly the best he's ever done, so that's far from my favorite album of his, but... He must be old now, he's like 67 or some shit, he's pretty fucking old. But yeah, he's actually going on tour. and I'm hoping to go see him, which is why I have the, I don't usually like setting donation goals because I don't like being dependent on my audience to give me money just for fucking playing video games, because I feel like that's a little bit unrealistic and stupid, and that's like a little bit selfish or whatever. So I don't normally set donation goals, but I've been trying to see King Diamond for like the past like 10 years, and I've never gotten a chance to go see him because he never plays in the US. He's from Denmark, so he usually only tours Europe, but I really want to go fucking see King Diamond this year. And he's playing literally like at a theater that's like 30 minutes from my house. Like I could walk there, and I really don't want to miss this fucking show. So I'm hoping I can get the money together by then. Did you die, you fucking golem piece of shit? Oh, well, yeah, that helps when I get a giant boulder on my fucking back, thanks. What other bands do I like? Let's see, if I have my I do have my phone nearby. I was gonna say, if I have my phone nearby, I can go through my catalog of music and give you an idea of what I listen to. Yeah, just real quick, like, I'll name off a few. Take a quick break for a second. I really like Tool. I like a bit of Slipknot. Alice in Chains, Korn, Almond Amarth, I'm a big fan of. There's this band that's kind of like King Diamond called Attic that I really like. Cage is another great band that I like. System of a Down, big fan of. King Diamond and Merciful Fate, obviously, or no-brainers. Iron Maiden, I'm a big fan of. Judas Priest, I'm a big fan of. I like a little bit of Megadeth, but not a lot. I like some Metallica, but I think they're a bit overrated, honestly. Very influential, obviously. Rammstein, I'm a big fan of. What else do we have here? That's about it, really. I mean, like, all the major bands I really like. I listen to a lot of metal. I also listen to a bit of EDM, but EDM is kind of, like, subjective. It's just, like, there's different styles, and, like, it's such a diverse genre that, like, there's several different approaches. And metal is kind of just, like, metal. Like, I'm not saying, like, all metal is the same, because there's definitely different, like, subgenres. Like, there's black metal, there's death metal, there's technical death metal, there's, like, grunge metal, there's all sorts of different types of metal, there's thrash metal. So, like, a lot of it is very different, but I feel like metal is, like, more, like, kind of synonymous with each genre than EDM is. EDM is a much wider expanse of, like, there's trap, there's house, there's rhythm, there's dubstep, there's all sorts of other shit, and I used to fucking hate it. I honestly, like, I couldn't stand it before, but, like, after dabbling in it for a while, I got into it. The only thing I really can't stand is country, and, modern rap, I can't fucking get into, just fucking, I hate modern rap, dude. Modern rap is so terrible. Like, classic rap, like Tupac, I can listen to and appreciate, stuff like that, but modern rap is just fucking dog shit, and I just can't subject myself to that. I can't listen to anything country. Country fucking sucks terribly. There's no argument anybody could ever produce to get me to listen to country, ever. It's intolerable. I'll make fun of country sometime, especially when it comes to, like, southern people. Like, sometimes I'll make fun of country music, but I can't listen to it. Did you fucking die, you piece of shit? Oh, come on, I moved. Yes. I don't have health to be tanking dragons, he says, as he gets a giant slab of raw steak, which is probably not very healthy for you. Contrary to popular belief. I don't think eating a giant raw slab of meat is gonna be very healthy. Fuck you, boys, I don't have a key for that chest. Super unfortunate, but whatever. I only have 580 gold as well. That sucks ass, because I have, like, very little health. I honestly think we're gonna have to hold off on the dragon fight, just because I don't have the health for it. I definitely don't have the health for it. There we go, I can buy 2 meats and a cherry. That'll top me up a little bit, right? Okay, I'm gonna save just in case I die, because I don't want to go and, like, play levels over and over again. What metal subgenres are you partial to? I'd say mostly, like, that's a hard one, honestly. Because I want to say black metal, but, like, I just kind of see metal as a giant collective, and I just, like, I'm very particular of what I like. Like, I'll listen to a band, and if I like it, I like it, and if I don't, I don't. It's kind of how I work. Welcome back, Rosie. But, Joe, I didn't expect you to be a fan of King Diamond. It's really cool to see people appreciating his music and his contributions. Because, like, a lot of people can't do King Diamond because, like, they don't like his vocal style. And, like, I kind of understand, like, that's a very big factor in whether or not you like his music, because, like, all his music is, like, high-pitched screaming and shit like that. So, like, if you can't appreciate the high-pitched screaming and the vocal, like, falsetto style, I can see why people wouldn't like it, but I love it. I love music that does that. Oh, nice. No way I was gonna be able to outrun that. Yeah, could you stop shooting arrows at me, dude? I'm dealing with a golem, if you don't mind. Priorities, man. Oh, I was hoping he got stuck. Shit. I do have my special if I need it, but I don't want to use it. Nice. Get juked. Fuck. Alright, never mind, I'm fine. Nice. Get fucked, you giant golem prick. Death, goddamn. I listen to King Diamond every day, and Merciful Fate, like, every day. It's pretty much 90% of what I listen to, like, almost every time I go on my phone to listen to music, I ignore, like, all my other music except for that. And, King Diamond, I don't know if you knew this, Joe, but, King Diamond actually has a new album coming out soon called The Institute. And, that's what he's touring for. He's touring in support of his new album coming out. And, his new album is going to release next year, I believe. And, apparently Merciful Fate is gonna have a new record coming out as well, which I'm also really excited for. What are those? Those are X-ray glasses. So, keep your distance, ladies, unless you're into that. Because I'll be honest, I would. I totally would. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a man of dignity, and I'm a man of respect. But at the same time, there's urges, and if I did have a pair of X-ray glasses, I wouldn't be able to resist. And I'm gonna be honest about that, because not a lot of guys would, and I think it's more respectable to be honest about it. But yeah, if I had X-ray glasses in real life, you'd fucking bet in a heartbeat I would. So many bands I like have weak recent work. Yeah. That's definitely like how I feel. Like Maiden's new album, but I didn't like Maiden's new album that much, honestly. There was like one or two pretty good tracks on it, but it was nothing like they've ever produced before. But like I also think like being an artist, like
Sweet nutrients.
people expect certain things and people have certain set expectations, and then like when those aren't met, and like they kind of or contrast to like what people expect and stuff like that. People are often disappointed when they should be appreciative of different approaches and different styles and influences to different things, you know what I mean? But it's like, if you don't like something, you don't like something. You can't help not liking something if you don't like it, right? But yeah, I think Them is definitely my favorite King Diamond album. Conspiracy, not so much. But, yeah, King Diamond's new album is actually going to be over the course of 2 separate albums. So if people don't know what King Diamond does, King Diamond typically makes stories, what's referred to as a concept album. And, he has some pretty fucked up concepts to his albums, so I definitely recommend going back and listening to some of his music. Like, The Graveyard has a really dark and fucked up story to it. That involves a mental patient escaping from a facility, and the mayor of this town basically, like, putting him in there, under false pretenses or whatever, because he basically, like, witnessed the mayor molesting his daughter, and, he was, forced to go into an asylum or whatever, and the town thought he was crazy or whatever. And, he basically broke out of it, like, by killing a nurse, and, took residence and refuge at the local cemetery, where he basically plotted to use Lucy, the mayor's daughter, as a bargaining chip to get revenge on the mayor that put him there by, like, putting her life in mortal danger, pretty much. So, like, it's a pretty fucked up story. And then, they always have, like, some dark, weird twist ending, if you know what I mean. So, like, just as an example, at the end of the graveyard, basically he gets decapitated within the tomb that he's taking residence at, where he basically baited Mackenzie, the mayor of the town, over, and had him tied up and stuff like that, and his daughter basically rescued him. And, she decapitated, King's character by pulling a string to a glass window and having a shard of glass fall and, like, decapitate him by cutting his head off. And then, because he's a mental patient, he always had this belief that, like, if you die in a cemetery or whatever, like, if your head is removed from your body or whatever, your conscience basically lives on inside your brain, pretty much. And, then he basically is, like, whispering words to Lucy, like, telling her to take him with him so he can protect her, but not to tell her father. So she pretty much picks up the head of King's character and takes it with her in her backpack or whatever, and she never tells her dad about it. So, like, there's a lot of, like, I don't want to say rhetoric. Rhetoric's not the right word, but, like, there's a lot of, like, talk amongst, like, the King Diamond community that, like, King's character actually was, like, insane, and he was the one that molested Lucy, and he projected that, like, sexual assault onto the mayor, and the mayor was actually innocent, and that would be a more fucked up story. Because King was actually the villain the whole time. And, his stories, like I say, they get really fucking dark. And, basically Abigail, in short, is about the second coming of the Antichrist, pretty much. And, ghosts and shit like that. And, yeah, I definitely recommend, if you don't want to, like, listen to his music, if you don't like the style of music that he creates, I definitely recommend just reading the stories to his albums, because you can read the stories to the albums without hearing the music, but I definitely recommend you listen to the stories, because that guy has a way with thought, and it's pretty fucking insane. When you were 10? Yeah. I've been listening to King Diamond ever since I was 5 years old. The Graveyard is the first album I heard from him, and I really liked it when I was a kid, because I loved metal as a child, so... Yeah, Andy LaRocque is an insane beast. Hank Sherman as well. Both of them are fucking nuts. I think there's something in here that I'm missing. I think there's a runestone. I don't want to do this level again, because this level is quite long, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit, so I'm sorry about that. I just don't want to have to do this level over. It's a long fucking level, and there's a lot of tough-ass enemies in here. Maybe this note tells me if there is or not. There's enough keys to open all good chests, yeah. Well, there's the possibility of opening shit chests as well. I grew up on metal because it's all my brother would listen to, yeah. I don't blame him. I only listened to metal for a very long time, too. In fact, I've listened to so much of it that it's getting hard to find bands that I genuinely like to listen to. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just go into the portal, and if I miss something, I'll do it off screen and get the runestone. But, I think I'm gonna be missing a runestone. Either that or there's a runestone in this level in the original game. I'm not so sure about that now. I can't remember if this is the last level of this map before the dragon or not, but I think it is. And I don't have a lot of gold, so I'm probably not gonna fight the dragon, because it's gonna be a really fucking tough fight without health. So, yeah, Metallica, Amon Amarth, Children of Bodom. Yeah, I really love Amon Amarth. Amon Amarth released a new album recently too, if you didn't know. It's called Crack the Sky. And there's a lot of good tracks on Crack the Sky, like Ironside is really good. Valkyria is really good. Crack the Sky itself is fucking amazing. There's a lot of good tracks on that one. See, I can't afford any health. I only have 1,000. I don't know if I have anything to fight the dragon with. Yeah, if you think Metallica is intense, Metallica took a lot of influence from King Diamond, so... Yeah, I can't listen to Metallica anymore either. And it's not that it puts me in, like, a bad mood or anything, it's that... essentially, like, some of the viewpoints of some of the members of the band ruin the music for me, if that makes any sense. Like Lars Ulrich, when he, like, got pissed off at, like, what was it? Napster? Where he, like, flipped a bitch over Napster because people were listening to the music for free. I think when it comes to making music, you should be an artist first, and a musician second, you know what I mean? Like, you should be able to produce music for people to enjoy and think of getting paid for it secondarily. And, like, of course, if you've centered your career around it, I can understand how it would be frustrating to, like, have people, like, illegally downloading your music and shit like that, but, like... I mean, honestly, if you think about it, you should just be happy that people enjoy your music, really. And I kind of view streaming the same way. Yeah, it's like art first and business second, exactly. And like I said, it's kind of hard to do it that way when you center a career and a life around it, and that's your, like, source of income, and that's your living. And, like, I get that aspect of it as well. And I can't really speak as a musician, not being one myself, and just say they should view it like this, but... just when people are shitty and, like, so self-absorbed that they're worried about, like, people illegally downloading their music to the point where they're gonna fucking bitch and rant about it, it's like, that kind of ruins the immersion for me. Like, there's no magic in music that you're bitching about people listening to. Like... fucking god, that scorpion's going to town. Do I own any physical albums? I used to when I was a kid. I'm going to be perfectly honest, I download all my music now. Like, I don't want to say illegally because it's not illegal per se, but it's probably seriously frowned upon. So, yeah. But the thing about me, though, is rather than supporting artists through paying, like, $1.30 or $1.50 per song, or buying albums physically, I download their music and then I go to shows to support them. Like, by, like, witnessing their performances and, like, buying their merchandise and shit like that. Like, if I ever get a camera, like, I'm wearing an Iron Maiden shirt right now. Like, I'm wearing a Trooper Iron Maiden shirt right now. So, it's like... I support artists by, like, giving them money for shirts and shit like that, and I always buy all my merchandise directly through the artist. Like, I don't do any of that, like, oh, buy it off eBay or whatever, and, like, somebody just made the shirt with the logo on it. I don't do that. I always buy it directly from the store. And while it is a bit more overpriced when it's sold from the official store, it's like, it's more meaningful to me that way, because I know I'm supporting the artist, and I'm representing the artist as well. Like, when I'm outside or I'm walking to the store or something. Like, people will look at my shirt and be like, oh, that looks kind of metal, maybe I'll check that out later. And then that'll give the artist some publicity, and then maybe, like, that'll create another fan within the community that likes their music. So it's like, I try and do it that way. And I go to concerts and shit, obviously, which is why I'm trying to save up for this King Diamond show, because I really want to fucking go. Because, like I said, King Diamond usually only tours Europe, because he's from Denmark. And I really want to go see one of his live shows, to at least say that I've seen him once. If that makes any sense. There's one album I would want to own, it's Disillusion, Back to Times of Splendor. I consider it 10 out of 10. I've never heard that. I've never heard of that band before. But, yeah, like, I've owned, like, 3 Rammstein albums. I've owned, Sensecht, I've owned, Mother, and I've owned, it was either Rosenroth or it was another one. I can't remember what it was. It had an orange cover, but I can't remember the name of the album, if I'm being honest. It's not coming to me right now. Fucking hell, he's kicking my shit in real hard. Yeah, but I've owned a few System of a Down records. In fact, I think I've owned all of System of a Down's records. Steal This Album. I've owned Toxicity. I've owned Hypnotize and Mesmerize. And I think they did one other one that I had. No secret walls. Ah, you fuck. I knew you would. I knew you would. Alright. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fight the dragon this stream, unfortunately, because I do not have health for it. I mean, I could always fight the dragon off-screen and then refight it on-screen, because you can refight the bosses in this game. So it's not like it'd be anything, like, life-changing if I didn't fight it on-screen. So I can just go back and fight it. Where's my health? It's the heart. That's on the red tab at the bottom. And, bosses hurt like fuck in this game, so if you don't have the health to basically tank their moves, that's how the game is balanced. So you just gotta, like, basically have enough health to tank all their damage and kill them before they kill you. It's basically like a damage race scenario type of thing. And they can hit you a hell of a lot harder than you can hit them unless you have power-ups and shit like that, which I don't have. I probably have a few, but not enough to kill a fucking dragon. Oh yeah, also, I forgot to explain, this game works on the basis of enemy generators, so if you'll notice the things that the enemies are coming out of, basically the premise of the game is to destroy those and stop the flow of enemies, and earn your progress that way. Yeah, I blew up my health bar, definitely, yeah. Yeah, another hidden wall, I figured. There's another generator somewhere. Oh, maybe not, maybe that was just a stray dude. Yeah, but, basically, in short, King Diamond is coming here, to Seattle, where I live, in support of his new album coming out next year. And, I really want to go fucking see him. If I can manage to do so. The concert is, like, quite a ways away, but, like, I have to buy a ticket, and then I think there's gonna be taxes on the ticket and shit like that, and then I gotta wait the waiting period for it to ship. Unless they give it to you digitally, like through a copy, on your mobile device, and then you can just, like, show it to the security or whatever, and then, like, you're fine. Is maybe how it works. And then, yeah, King Diamond show. Fuck off, Golem. Golem! Go back to Lord of the Rings, Smeagol, you piece of shit. Yeah, fuck off. I am in a fiery mountain. I'm not saying it's Lord of the Rings, but I'm about to fight a dragon inside a fire mountain, and there's golems everywhere, so... Not saying it's Lord of the Rings, but... kind of is Lord of the Rings. Oh, get fucked. Get fucked. Shit. Wanted to go see Immortal live, but I don't know if they ever came to New Zealand. You live in New Zealand, really? How is New Zealand? I wouldn't know. I've never been to New Zealand. Okay, well, you can't hit me with your acid breath from here, so I'm just gonna chill up here. He says as he hits me with his acid breath. Oh, come on, lucky sevens, you prick. Please die. Please die. Please. Thank you. God, he took a fucking wild murder. Without entering the castle realm, slaying the dragon will prove to be difficult. Yeah, you're telling me. I do have the javelin, though, so, a boss later is gonna be a little bit easier, so that's kinda nice. But yeah, now I definitely don't have the health. I'm only at 700. That's gonna be crap. I don't have that much money either. All the money I do get, I can't spend on upgrades because I have to spend it on health because I keep getting my ass kicked. Nice. Alright, 0 money. I'll fight the dragon off screen, I think. And, that's essentially Mountain Kingdom done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue next time, but I'm gonna do a lot of grinding off screen. That way, I'll be stronger and I'll move quicker and I'll have more stuff to be able to fight all the bosses with. So, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for coming. I know it's like kinda short, it's only 2 hours, but...
Congratulations! You now have enough golden snake fangs to enter the West Wing.
Oh, GG. I didn't expect that. I wasn't even counting, honestly.
Congratulations! You now have enough crystals to enter the castle stronghold.
Yeah, it's gonna be done for today. If I'm not done for today, I have to do a lot of grinding, and, splitting videos, like I said, is a pain in the ass, which is why I only stream for like 2 hours at a time. Because when I upload these to YouTube later, I don't want somebody to have to sit there for like 3 or 4 hours while I play a fucking game. And just upload it as one video, plus like downloading and uploading would take fucking ages. So, 2 hours is pretty much like a good interval for me. Actually, you know what I could do? I'll tell you what. Just for you, Rosie.